you are telling a story. If you don't convince the person sitting in front of you with a proper story that makes a meaning and a sense, he won't buy from you, he won't believe you. If your business is not on the internet, it's not existing. Today, if your business is not on social media, is not existing at all.
What did you thought before that was the right way, but you realized that it's not the way?
Even if you spent like $100,000 to go to that particular place and take that selfie or a small video, people really don't care. People want to see value. They admire the people that helps them to solve their problem. Even in the corporate business.
Welcome to the CEO DNA podcast, the podcast for entrepreneurs, founders, and CEOs, and everyone who wants to build a meaningful and sustainable business. And to do this, you need to have nowadays also social media present. Somebody who really masters this is Captain Saidi. He has on different platforms way over 1 million, 1.3 million followers. He has actually some months up to 100 million views. And the good thing is he actually has a true story also to tell because he is also teaching storytelling, but he's also an advisor to many governmental officials as well as also companies. So welcome, Captain Saidi.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here with you. Thanks for the invitation.
You're very welcome. So this is your first English podcast.
Yes, I usually, because my audience, most of them, they speak Arabic. They are all from the GCC and North Africa, the Arabic-speaking countries. But I spoke before, not in a proper podcast, in interventions, in some business summits like Kloep, Cadence. I go do some interviews, but sitting and doing a podcast, you got it.
I got it finally, and I know we knocked the door quite long. But I'm so happy we have the chance to talk. You tell yourself, or you say you're a digital storyteller and a marketing strategist. So help us a little bit. What is a digital storyteller? What is a marketing strategist? What do you do here?
So first of all, to bring food to the table, my job is I am into digital transformation space, and digital transformation is vast. So I am quite specialized in observability, DevSecOps, using AI with the agentic AI and a lot of stuff going on today. And as part of my hobby, that's not becoming a hobby anymore. And, even when you are in a sales position or whatever, you are telling a story. If you don't convince the person sitting in front of you with a proper story that makes a meaning and a sense, he won't buy from you, he won't believe you. So I jumped into the storytelling, and I like to tell a story. I never prepare for my videos a lot before. I mean, I go and like you saw me before in one of the events, something attracts me, I just straight away pick my camera and talk about it. And then I got surprised with some stuff that hits 5-6 millions. Oh, come on, there's something there, so I need to keep doing it.
Right, yeah. So it became, like, from a hobby, it became now a full-time passion.
In a migration process,
yes.
I would say I'm still busy with the digital transformation because I think that's something important to stay up to date with technology. But now I'm contacted with several media and stuff. They're asking me to be with them. I cannot commit for the moment to be a full-time digital creator, maybe with time, but otherwise I am fully, it's almost, let's say, 70-30.
Yeah, right. But really, this is now your full-time passion is a digital world and digital transformation. Your hobby is flying planes, right? So this is sometimes
so many hobbies actually. So
but that's why also it's you're called Captain, right?
Yes, I picked the name Captain was before even flying. Actually, from scuba diving.
Okay.
When you are a scuba diver and you become an advanced scuba diver, they start calling you Captain. So you are always on the boat and stuff like that, leading a team. You have a buddy that you are responsible on, so they call you Captain. So I said, okay, I think I like it. All the people are calling me captain. And then when you start, when I started my light sport aircraft, from the day one you start studying, then everyone in the academy is calling you captain. Then when you got your license, you are definitely a captain. So that's how I inherit the name captain.
You started then to be on social media, a bit present, but when was the point when you realized, wow, there's really many people watching me, and I actually can do a true impact by telling the right stories?
Actually, being on a social media for me, it's not new. It's been a long time, but busy with life, and I was lacking one of the key secrets of social media, which is consistency. So I was not consistent on social media. Otherwise, I might have 20 millions now followers. But I hit 20 million plus viewers every month, sometimes 100 million. But the story started when one of my daughters, she had an acute brain stroke. And it was a very difficult event for us. I mean, it was very difficult moments. We suffered a lot.
Sorry to hear.
And then it was difficult moments, and then we found out that sitting sad, it won't take you anywhere. And then I was searching on the net, and I'm of course doing the routine stuff, taking her to hospitals and stuff. And then one time I was reading, at the time Facebook and stuff not very common, but I was reading a blog, and then I've seen one of the lines, one Australian lady living in Dubai. She had the same story for her daughter. And she mentioned that we decided, we need to transfer that pain into energy, into how to help her and how to survive. So actually my message on the social media, despite I talk about technology and I talk about stuff, but the key motivator is really hope. I want to say it's possible. In everything, you can apply it in everything in your life. And that's why I stepped in. I am also certified NLP level 2 American board. So I know how to talk to people. I know how to help them in difficult moments. And my message always, I say, if I manage to help only one person in the entire 1.3 millions that they're following me today, it's fine with me. I'm really happy. I made my mission is almost completed, but I aim for more. Mm-hmm. So this is the message, actually. That's the key motivator. A really, really, really powerful one.
When did you realize that influence isn't about being liked, but about being trusted? That you realized, wow, I really get the trust from the people.
See, human being, before we talk to each other, right, when we sit, we connect with something else, energy. Mm-hmm. And your energy, you're surrounded with energy. So if the energy goes, you feel it.
Yes.
So if I'm sitting in front of you and I'm telling you something today, you're going to feel it, whether it's honest, you can believe it or no. And you can, maybe some of the things you might be scrolling on the social media, and sometimes there are some video, maybe it's not a perfect production video, but someone may be holding his phone and talking like a selfie style, but telling a story. You believe him, and you will follow him because it's genuine, it's true. So I try all the time to be true, and I'm telling a real story. Since 2012 till today, we have been through a lot. And it turns out that we found out that what happened to my daughter was really something positive. We've learned a lot. I'm learning from my daughter. I'm learning till today because...
She's okay today?
She's okay. She's okay. She said, I want to play football. Go play football. She said, I want to go to swimming. She went for swimming competition. And then she was the last one, not the first one. Mm-hmm. But the entire people clapped maybe for 10 minutes. And the jury stepped from their chairs and went to greet her because half of her body was not functioning properly. So it's really a very strong message. Recently, I received a message from one lady. She told me, thank you so much. You really helped and inspired me Some people, I don't know if I should say this. One person said, you saved me from going. I was thinking about ending my life. You gave me hope. Because some people, and I remember even at my work, 2012, when I came back to office after 3 days, I remember I had a British manager. He came to me, said, Said, are you okay? Why are you coming? Your daughter, she has, okay, life goes on. Cannot stop. If we stop, we die. We need to continue. We need to. So that's the message. That's really, some people, they say, how do you manage to have all that energy? I said, it has been building for so long.
So it's one time, and we learned this already from your daughter. I had the pleasure also to talk to your kids before our talk. It's also about showing up and doing it, right? When you said your daughter showed up and did the swimming, when you went to work, when you still worked in a corporate job, and you just showed up even after you had to go through so much difficulty and such a difficult time. So is this also today your approach to say, look, it's about showing up, it's about consistency, what I'm doing, and to just move forward, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
Every day a little bit.
Yeah, if we want to move a little bit to business, Bill Gates back in the days, he used to say, if your business is not on the internet, it's not existing. Today, if your business is not on social media, is not existing at all. People buying through influence. When you're buying something, you don't go to Google anymore, or we still use Google, but I go to see an influencer who bought that bag or that phone or that technology, and I want him to share this experience. So it's social selling. That's how it works. But by the way, in my entire journey, I talk about social media platforms. I never try to sell people something. I try to sell them the idea and the message. All my LinkedIn posts, I have maybe 35,000 followers. And the reason why I gained, because when you say 35,000 on LinkedIn, that's really important number, because, it's not the same platforms.
True.
I try to help them solve a problem, help them buy, not going. So if you are not on social media, you need to really review the strategy. If you are a CEO, if you are a CIO, if you are a CTO, even if you are a regular manager or a regular employee, if you take the example of two people and you compare between them, if someone is doing the job, but he's present, he's showing, he goes on LinkedIn, we have done this, blah, blah, blah. He talks, there is an event, he goes and speak. But if the other person, maybe he's doing extra hours, maybe he's killing himself, maybe he's not seeing his family, but no one is seeing that. Sorry, your appraisal will be very low.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not today and nowadays, it's all about your presence.
How is it when you talk to your kids? I mean, in some months you have up to 100 million now views of your content, and your kids and the younger generation is consuming social media a lot. How is it then they say, okay, my dad is my role model, like 1 million people watch just his story, his message?
Yes, this is a very good question, by the way. Today, if the Gen Z or the Alpha, when you talk to them, they don't listen to us much. One time I said, see, my son is influenced by someone sitting in the United States in a room. I don't know what his background or whatever. But my little son, 8 years old, he told me, Baba, this guy told us to do like this because you will... Come on. Okay. So I started, by the way, all my content is filtered with my kids. So my audience can trust my content for their kids as well, because I try to influence them in a positive way. So sometimes I started to see that. I mean, my son or whatever, you said, one time you talked about that particular story. You talk about the guy who had an issue and then he transferred that to a success story. So now parents can use social media to influence their kids as well. And you don't have to have a 1 million to be an influencer. When you share a particular video in a small WhatsApp group with your very close friends or family, you are an influencer already. You are an influencer. Everyone is an influencer, but everyone is doing it at scale. Someone is doing it on a small level. Someone is shy. Someone is don't like to talk in public. But, and social media really helps a lot on that. Really helps. If you know how to use it, it really helps a lot.
I like that you said also everyone is nowadays an influencer, because somehow we always have a social media footprint. No matter how much you would not like to do it, you do have somehow a social media footprint, whether you like something, whether you comment something, or whether you post something. And what I learned from you as well is that it's really all about the development. And sometimes you start with sharing a video in a small WhatsApp groups, and maybe later on a more public platform and so on. What belief or mindset from your early career did you have that you have to more or less completely unlearn in order to grow? What did you thought before that was the right way, but you realized that it's not the way? So one thing was already that you said, okay, I need to consistently post to also have a wider and bigger audience to reach. Before you didn't do this. So what else were beliefs that you had to change over time?
Yes. Some people, and I was one of them, they think when you go to a fancy place and you post a selfie or a video, I am in Maldives or I am in Burj Khalifa or whatever, they don't care about that. People want to see value. People are, I don't know what is the proper word to use here, but I like to get something from you. If you are stepping into my social media, okay, you went to Maldives, okay, thank you so much. Yes, there are some people doing that content, but he needs to give you a value.
A message.
A message.
I love that. Because nowadays so many people start with, I don't know, maybe renting a fancy car or, going to a fancy place just to show off. And I think we all did it in a way sometimes. It also depends what's showing off, of course. But I think you're right. It's at the end always about the message and about the viewer. So that's one of the learnings, right? That you said it's more about the viewer, not about like making you shine and show. It's about what message can you provide?
Yeah, let's take the example of Dubai.
Yes.
Okay, now if you want to take a picture, you are on a Lamborghini or you are on a Bentley. Go on the street.
Yeah,
30% of the cars, or maybe 50%, are fancy cars.
Yeah.
Who do you want to impress? You need to impress only with value. I mean, in my Instagram, if you go, I mean, I'm very proud, and that made the responsibility on me more higher to see very, very high profile, even from government officials. I know some of them that they follow my account. That means there is value, and I encourage each and every influencer, focus on value. People want to see value. And if they see value, they're going to promote you. They're going to support you. And we are in Dubai now. This is the right place to do that. There is an entire ecosystem to help you how to bring value by training, by investment. See, you have the Creators HQ. This is where we met first time,
yes,
right?
Correct.
Creators HQ, that was an investment of, I mean, they have made the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai. He decided to invest 150 million dirhams into equipping social media people that they will be able to make value. See, in 1 year, yesterday, I go there every day now
nice.
From 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. to finish the boot camp. So the CEO was talking to us about the Creator HQ. Today, there is 2,500 members, creators, that they are creating valuable content. And they are bringing most famous people from around the globe to teach us how to do that.
Sure.
So coming back to the main, how we started your question, value. Put value. believe me, even if you spent like $100,000 to go to that particular place and take that selfie or a small video, people really don't care. They care only about the value that you're going to deliver to them.
What is value for you?
Value is, for example, if I am a person who is interested in technology, so I want to see some hints, I want to see some shortcuts, I want to see, let's take the example of AI, which is now booming.
Right.
I want to know how for a person who is not, I'm not talking about myself, but if you one of your audience is someone is little bit confused about ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, people are confused. From where shall I start? So if you manage to provide them value, how they step into artificial intelligence, slowly in baby steps, they're going to follow you and they're going to like you and they're going to promote you. And people sits in coffees together, they meet, or in family gathering. Wallah, we are confused with this AI. We don't know where to start or whatever. Follow this person. He's going to help you step by step how to do that.
So that is like real content as such about specific topics. How important is mindset?
It's all about mindset. It's all about mindset. So what drives you? It's your mindset.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what drives you.
And you also mentioned the wonderful example of your son. Listen to somebody now in the US, because you also want to make sure that hopefully he's listening to somebody who, or my daughter, when she has social media, she's still 3, so there's still a little bit time. But that she's listening to somebody on social media who also helps her developing her mindset, because I think that's so essential nowadays, to be able to see the positivity in life, to be able to understand, to be grateful for health, for certain things, what we call the basics, but what I think is so essential in life, what we forgot, the human touch, the talk, what we do now in person. And of course, I can tell her or I can show her by living example, but I think somebody else will influence her even stronger later on. So how are you living that to make sure that, you know, the children, the teenagers who watch your content, getting this feeling as well that this is an essential part of life?
See, this is how I see it. I mean, social media, even if you are a millionaire, by the way, it doesn't matter about you're rich or poor, will give you the sense of inferiority, even for kids, not for adults. I can afford to go and buy a Mercedes, the latest model or whatever, go to the Maldives or whatever. But if I am sitting on my couch and then and not on a vacation and watching someone in the Maldives, I feel it's called, some people call it inferiority, but whatever I see, okay, I should have been that. Same for kids. They go and they see, they always, especially for the kids, that sometimes they go and look for something that higher. See, dad, see what this dad bought for his kids or whatever. And then I always try to deliver a message telling them, remember, hey, step back. You need to be grateful of what you have. You need to be thankful even for the food. Sometimes I'm a little bit, maybe if you call it nagging, I try to avoid that with my kids, but I try always to remind them, especially when we are sitting on the table eating together. I say there are people today, they couldn't afford even to drink even potable water.
Yeah.
So that's very, very, very important. With kids, you need to be patient because it's going to take time to deliver the message, because it takes them a lot of time to understand that. And social media really plays a major role on that, if we know how to use it in a proper way.
When you're on social media, you also have a lot of critics, especially now when you went and, you know, from making it fully as a hobby to now making it almost like more professional and fully professional later. You have critics and you learn on the way. So when you're in doubt, what inner voice are you listening to? Is it more the strategist, the storyteller, or the survivor?
In business, I say I learn a lot from my customers. The customer can give you the most expensive course because he's like what always Bill Gates say, an upset customer gives you the greatest lesson that you go and improve to your product. And that's when it comes to business. That means you face your customer or is sharing a feedback with you. But on social media, they have the reaction. They can write a comment. Some people go very harsh. Some people, they like you, so they send you a private message and they tell you, on this point, I didn't like it. But what do you think about it? Some people go and,
all in, full hit, yeah.
The good news that here in the UAE is you are protected by the law. It's no one can go and just because you can really sue them, but
help us a little bit, because we have also a lot of international listeners. So in UAE, when you like write a comment, you only have certain freedom, basically, or how much you can attack somebody, right? Like I think in the US you could even write, "I will kill you for that," or something like this. So this wouldn't be allowed.
No,
here.
in the UAE,
yes,
even if your wife insults you on a WhatsApp message, she will pay a fine and she can be sued.
Why nobody told me this? No, my wife is wonderful. So,
no, but go on the news and search. Yeah. I mean, if someone is saying bad words to you or criticizing you in a not polite way, critique is good.
Yeah,
critique is accepted, but as long as it has boundaries of respect. Mutual respect.
And that is all about UAE having respect, having the tolerance for different beliefs, different thinking. And I really like that. That's why I really love the country. I think that's very important. Back to you. So who are you listening to? When you're in doubt, when you have now some critics, and you do have, of course, on the journey, a lot of ups and downs probably on the way. And you said, oh, wow, that was, maybe I even posted something wrong at one point. What you didn't know at this point because you showed something wrong. Who you listen to?
I think in social media it's very important. First of all, you need to develop a capability how you deal with critique, because sometimes one word as a comment can really change your way of living, and you might step out from social media. So first of all, you need to know how to handle that. And I attended, you cannot imagine how many people I met, mainly from influencers. And thanks, I'm grateful because I'm in Dubai, and Dubai government, they invest a lot of money to bring those people to inspire us. They always give you the advice, you need to know how to deal with critique. And also, you need to have a mindset, which is what I recommend, of accepting a critique, because if you surround yourself with only people only clapping to you and say, oh, very nice, they're not giving you the right feedback. Mm-hmm. Honest feedback is sometimes they need to make for you critique. I do accept critique. I remember so many posts I posted and I deleted, I modified the video and I reshared again. Might be that video going viral, I deleted and I take the risk and I put it again, because I cannot risk about losing the trust of my audience. Critique is important. It's part of the process.
Give us one example. What did you publicly said at one point and later changed your mind about?
I mean, sometimes there are some statistics that they share about. There are some countries, they are a little bit known for not welcoming tourists, for example, and I posted about it a video. Some of the people got really offended with that, and I went and explained to them, this is an official report, this is not my personal opinion. And some people went really harsh, and a lot of, some people, they like that negative impact on social media because they makes them more famous. But I don't want to do that. I need to be really responsible. I went and deleted the video and I said, okay, my message of hope. So if my message of hope, I want to put something that brings people together, not separating them, even if it's an official statistics or a report.
So you have the chance now to talk a lot of audiences, and I think you also have a quite wide audience. I mean, if you talk about 100 million views in 1 month, so there are all kind of age groups, all kind of backgrounds, social standings. If your audience would forget everything you ever said, but remembered how you made them feel, what feeling would you hope you would transmit, they would have?
The best thing is I insist, and I go back to the first keyword, which is hope. In any situation in life, believe me, me and my family, we have been through a lot of things, and I can tell you sometimes, especially after what happened to my daughter. I remember one night, early morning, I woke up, I see my daughter. The next day, the doctor said, you can take her out. That was the third day. And in our culture, I am originally from Tunisia, if the doctor tells you to take the patients away, that means he may be gonna pass away after 2-3 days. So I remember my head back on the pillow and my tears are like this. I'm not crying, I don't want to cry, but my tears are running. It was a very difficult moment, but I do believe in every challenging situation in life, there is that tiny hope that you need to stick on. Believe me. Just try to think outside of the box, step back, think. I say, okay, now I have this challenge. By the way, here in the UAE, this is something that I've learned. And if you go and deal with any government official in the UAE, they don't say the word problem. They say challenge. And you're going to feel that. Why? Because they want to, and this is one of the magic influence of the ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, may God bless him, is that he's saying that if you call it a problem, that means you are stuck with it. But if you call it a challenge, that means your non-conscious brain is already in the process of helping you find a solution. But if you are stuck with it, so if you are, for example, I would say, anyway, if you are stuck in the traffic and you think about another ways, think about not going to that road in the same time, think about updating your schedule. I mean, I'm giving an example from our daily routine of life, but believe me, in any major challenge in life, there is something good is happening. Believe me, maybe you face this. Any one of the audience here, in any point in life, just don't get stuck with it. And you have to believe from your heart, that this challenge is preparing me for something very big and something very nice. This is what I want all my audience remind about.
Nice, deep.
Yeah, because it's very important. Sometimes you go to some prospects and you try to, and you know for a fact that your solution really giving the help, they're gonna save their lives, but they are not in a position of trusting you or giving you the chance and talk. And sometimes they say, no, we don't need it or whatever. I don't give up. And I always believe there is always a way. And there are a few names, very big government entities, banks in the UAE that, thanks God, they trust me today, is because I was very patient on them when sometimes they went a little bit harsh with me, till I convinced them to see the value. And this is why. I remember one of the last GITEX. I have a selfie on my profile, but I won't mention the name because he's an excellency title. And I was by chance standing in our booth in GITEX, and he came, greeted me, and people were saying, oh, how Said knows this guy. And then he told, I was talking to another prospect. He's from the GCC country. And this guy is Emirati, by the way. And he told them, buy from Said. If you call him 2 o'clock in the morning having a particular issue, he will not decline your call. He will answer you. One time I remember a large telco company here in the UAE. It was a Sunday, and I was wearing my BCD, is my equipment to start diving, and I received that call. I aborted my dive just to sit and help them solve the issue. It was an internet issue at the time. So if you take it serious, people gonna feel and need to be very responsible about it.
So already during your corporate career, you were all in trust, loyalty, and solving the customer challenges. Yeah. Nowadays as well, so you listen a lot to your audience. You go through the feedback a lot, to the comments, what they like, what they don't like, what videos went viral, what not. Can you see something what goes viral? Is it more meaningful? Is it sometimes also just entertainment? So nowadays, I just listened to a podcast the other day and I was, wow, this was one of the best podcasts next to the CEO DNA podcast and our podcast I ever listened to. It was amazing. And I looked, it had like 2,000 views. And then I saw something else, a cat video, also on YouTube. And it was like the most stupid cat video you can ever, just try to catch her tail and was running around. It had millions of views. So I said, well, where the world goes to, not listen to this amazing podcast, but watching this cat, and both were actually time-wise on the same day launched. So how can that be?
Do you know why?
Tell me.
Why do you go to social media? Why do you scroll your phone? Why you go on Instagram? Why you go on TikTok? Why you go on any particular platform? Why you do that?
Tell me. So, I'm probably a bad example because I have strict rules for me to go on.
Yeah, but the social media for people is an escape. It's adrenaline.
Dopamine,
it's injecting
adrenaline,
and dopamine.
Yes.
So if you are talking about technology and you don't manage to make it entertaining in a sort, that's why your video doesn't go viral.
Yeah.
So when I went to China, to Shenzhen, I made a video about about driverless car, and then I started the video. If I want to say good morning, my followers, this is the driverless car and everything. Swipe. You won't listen. But I started the video with the hook saying, guys, I am here in China. I ordered a taxi and I got a driverless car. How shall I do with it? And then slowly, I start going to the car, explaining about it and everything. And then this video make 7.5 on TikTok and 6, I think, on Instagram. It's talking about the car.
Right.
But in a I would say funny, because funny video has a different definition.
Yeah, but entertaining.
In an entertaining way. People needs to be entertained and learning. One of the very famous, he's Arab guy. His audience is in Arabic. He managed, and that's his secret. Yesterday I was in the International Government Communication Summit in Sharjah. And I saw TV interviewing him, and he was conducting a talk because he's successful and he's very young, because he managed to bring historical content in a funny way.
Interesting.
In a very short window of time, you learn and you get entertained. So we need to be smart on our digital platforms. You need to make it. You cannot go on LinkedIn and you try to be entertaining the people, because the people, when they go to LinkedIn, that's a different audience. But if you are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or whatever, it's an escape for entertainment. So if you still can do technological content, you still can do a content about history, about AI, but if you make it with I would say, in a sort of entertaining way and solving a problem. People love the person who helps them to solve their problems. They admire the people that helps them to solve their problem. Even in the corporate business, When I go to talk, we are using it, the medpic technology. And one of the key things, it's called pain. You will not be able to sell to someone who is able to survive with a paracetamol pill. You will be able to sell your product to someone who needs a surgery to be able to sleep peacefully. So this is what we believe. Same on social media, but with a different understanding. If you help me learn something, if you are giving me value, if you are helping me solving a problem that I have been lacking, then you are an influencer. Then you are a content creator. But if you go and show me your fancy car, or you are showing me you traveled, everyone here can go and travel. Especially in Dubai. Most of the people are rich.
Yeah.
See, Dubai got the highest number of billionaires coming and living here. Number 1 worldwide. So who you want to impress, especially if you don't have a proper value?
True. In Dubai, you always feel poor. That's the slogan.
But poor in a positive term.
In a very positive term. And I think, the life standards here are really outstanding. But I mentioned that also. I was, of course, wondering, why do I get this cat video? Because I looked at this podcast. Why did I get it? I found out they showed my daughter. She's at the moment into cats. They showed this video. And I wish there would be also some more learnings in it. And I think that's a good definition also of a creator of today, that to communicate something in an entertaining way, but especially with a deeper meaning in it. I think that's so powerful. Because, I mean, social media can be good and bad nowadays. I personally have strict rules how long I'm on social media, and if I do something, I also want to use the time spent with the best value, of course, for me to learn from it. How do you use social media yourself? Are you hours and hours scrolling around?
I'm very strict with the people I follow. Even if you are my brother, if you are my father, if you are my close friend, if I'm scrolling and you're not bringing me value, sorry, it's an unfollow. I'm very strict. I'm very strict with that. The most valuable thing that we own today is our time. We need to be very, very strict into where we spend our time.
True.
Because time is very, very, very valuable.
Do you measure how much time you spend on social per day, per week?
Social media is very distracting if you don't know how to be disciplined. You mentioned a very good example. You are disciplined, being a German, of course. But discipline is key. Need to learn how to know. Some people told me, Saidi, why did you give access to your kids you gave them smartphones? Of course, after the age of 13, I say I want them also to develop the skills.
True.
It's like you are refusing to buy a bicycle to your kid, and you say no till you turn 15. At 15, other kids who started riding a bike at the age of 7 will master it.
Right.
Even like gaming, for example. It has some positive impact and negative impact. Now, the people who are working in corporates, but they used to play strategic games, they are strategic.
Have you showed your kids on social, or are you showing your kids on social media?
Yes, I show them stuff.
Do you also show them live? Like, because some people show their kids on social media, and some have a strict rule they don't show their faces on social media. How do you?
You mean is my kids are exposed?
Yeah.
On social media. So my daughter Tasneem, she's the one who had the stroke, the acute brain stroke. She believes that she has also to come with me to step into social media. My son also got named in Tunisia the youngest technological content creator. But his YouTube channel, because I wanted to be honest, I put it his real age, and they blocked the channel, even though he talks in English, and believe we had so many viewers from Germany about robotics and about AI. I'm pushing my kids to be on social media. Some of my kids, they don't like social media, but I told them, think about visibility. Even if you want to be, do it on your niche, on your work, in your company. If you don't know how to be visible, you're losing a lot of stuff. So I'm talking to my kids about all my social media. Even now I am in a boot camp with the New Media Academy in Dubai. It's a very I've been selected from 1,000 people who submitted. Is very high demand. It's number one in the region here. Is that they whatever I'm learning, when I talk to my kids at night,
right.
I try to share with them some of the knowledge that I'm learning from that bootcamp.
Oh wow, amazing.
I want them to build the skill, because that's the future.
So a CEO of a company should be also on social media. Is it important to connect the personal brand with your company?
It's an authority.
So you would almost lose something you're saying when you would not do it.
I mean, you mean for a company CEOs should be on social media, yes or
as
not?
well, with a private profile and with a company profile, and linked it in a way.
Some people, they try to separate the personal life from the things, because I show you my modest example is it's not the same content I create on LinkedIn.
Right.
Although I share some of my personal stuff, because I believe that it will influence people, that they might be having a bad day and they think, oh, come on, I'm complaining about this. No, I should wake up. So, but company CEOs, they need really my really honest advice. Think about social media in the proper way. I'm not saying go on social media and need to be responsible.
Right.
And even if you are selling the most expensive and complicated technology, you need to help, because sometimes it helps you break the ice, even with government officials or whatever, because they will see. Being 18 years in the UAE, so many times I go, and some of them, they don't tell you that. And sometimes the personal assistant, she say, our CEO is following you on LinkedIn. He saw some of your content. So that helps you. It breaks the barrier at
100%.
least.
I think also the personal brand building is nowadays very essential, because of course people buy from people. And the CEO should also have the values of the company, and vice versa. So it really shows a bit more insight. And I think a personal brand is very, very powerful nowadays. And you can do, of course, lots of good. I personally have been at an event in Germany now, where our company did some service or business at this event, and I had 5 people coming to me and saying, oh, I listened to your podcast, it helped me so much. So please, guys, continue doing that. I appreciate that. And I was like, wow, thank you, because I just started this out of also giving something back to the entrepreneurs, to the people who want to build businesses, whether as an intrapreneur or as an employee or as a founder. And I think that's essential.
It's very important. And that's why now I've been contacted by some friends, some VPs or whatever. I was doing it on a personal level.
Right.
But now I believe that there is a gap in the market of the people teaching C-level onto personal branding, or I will say digital identity. That's something that I do. I'm not promoting I'm not promoting a course or something, but I sit with with C-level on a very, very private, everything in confidential, and I give them the advice when to post, when not to post, how to start it, how to build it, how to motivate your company team in a responsible way, which I'm trying to onboard that on your platform as well.
Yes, at Kloep. Yes, thank you.
Yes, I will be definitely considering that. Your regional director already approached me, but it's busy these days. But definitely that's already on the plan, already on the roadmap. But it's very important to take personal branding very, very, very serious.
100%. You had the chance to work with a lot of governmental official, but also government officials, but also CEOs, also some of the founders. What are some learnings you have from the personalities? What is a good DNA of a CEO in your understanding?
A person to be, I would say, to be a CEO elected, or he built the company and he named himself the CEO or whatever, that's a very special person. He has something very special in him. And that's why I'm very curious. That's why I make sure I apply the 80-20 rule. I make sure that they talk 80% and I talk only 20%, because there is a lot. And I recommend everyone listening to this podcast to don't underestimate any word from a CEO. Take every word does matters, because they don't talk a lot. You don't have a lot of time to sit with them, because a C-level will give you 30 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, and they say, sorry, I have to leave. Whatever they say, need to put it in action. And this has really made me successful in a lot of stuff. I have some failures, and I'm proud to say that, because that's part of my learning and a pride process. I don't feel shy to say that I failed in some of the stuff.
We all did, yes.
Yeah. Because if your daily process of not avoiding failure, then there's something wrong.
Yeah.
I
even believe you should have a good failure culture in your company, that people are proud of doing a failure once, not twice. Otherwise, it would be stupidity, as Albert Einstein quotes, to do the same mistake over and over again. But once, I think you should almost celebrate it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's look a little bit in the future. So you said in the future, Michael, one is already that you consider using also Kloep.com, thank you, to upload some of your some courses, something. What else can we expect from Captain Said in the future?
There is a lot to come.
So you have still a lot of plans. When you look in 5 and 10 years, where will you be?
You cannot imagine the amount of energy. So everyone I meet, whether in a company or in an interview or in whatever, the first thing they realize is energy. And I try to keep my energy under control, and I try to keep my energy to the high level.
Nice.
And I want to, because sometimes when you have a very, very strong car with a very strong engine, because if you don't know how to steer properly and you're not well trained, you can crash. Mm-hmm. So you need to make sure that you are properly driving your car. And this is how I'm trying really with my energy. And the reason why I am who I am today, in entire modesty, but I will say that this is energy. So,
but how do you do this? So every day you tell yourself, this is a moment, I'm fully now in the moment, I give it my full energy. Is it this approach?
Yes, but I'm not worried about my next 5 years, because this is an interview question that a lot of people complaining in social media. I'm not worried about that. You know, the only thing that I worry about is my next step and my next breath. That's because the most important thing. There was a scientist that she delivered a speech at TEDx. I can't recall her name. I am apologizing if by any chance she sees this podcast, but she said...
Write it in a comment, guys. Yeah.
She said, what is the most important thing for a human being or for you as a person? People say future, people say how I see myself in the next 5 years or whatever. And she said, the most important thing in life is your next breath.
Wow. Deep.
Imagine you don't have your next breath. You're not here anymore.
Sure.
So that's the first thing as a priority. I keep myself healthy to a certain point. And the other thing is my next step. Because a lot of people, they fail to start something because they looking to the 5 years goal. Mm-hmm. It's good to have a goal. and there is a very good quote that you need to start with the ending process or the ending result in mind. That's good, but you need to worry about your next step. That's the most important thing. Otherwise, you won't start anything in life. Your next step. You see, I am surrounded with a lot of social media now, people creating content. I meet people, they have very powerful ideas. Very powerful ideas, but they're saying, oh, I don't know where to start. I said, start. Do the first step and the road will show.
Yeah, I think it's so important to understand that the Great Wall of China has been started with one brick and then it continues with the next brick and the next brick. And at one time, when you see the wall today, you say, wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Also the Burj Khalifa in Dubai and so on. Step by step, I think that's important. I also think it's important in life to grow. I think that's really something we all should aim for, to always get a little bit better in ourselves and develop us. When you would look back now, when you started on your social and creator influence career, what would you tell yourself as a one advice?
Why I was not consistent. Consistent is key. Some people, they complain about, especially in the Arab world, or I will say in the GCC culture, because they are everyone is responsible worldwide. I want naming and shaming or whatever, but some of the content is not accepted by the culture or whatever, but they still have millions of followers. It's not because they're doing good content, because they are doing it consistently.
Step by step.
Consistent.
Said, it has been an honor to talk to you. Thank you so much.
No,
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I hope I hope you find it. It was valuable. I would say
100%. You touched many points. I highly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Before you go, a quick note to all the entrepreneurial listeners out there. If you're looking for a reliable and efficient way to scale your online business and payments, I highly recommend checking out Kloep.com. It's designed to streamline your processes from payment processing to customer management, all in one platform. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to scale up, Kloep provides the tools you need to succeed. Visit Kloep.com today and see how it can transform your business operations. Dive in and start optimizing your sales processes now.